Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode numero 19 of the NordCast. It is Wednesday, March 15th. I am your host, Nordic97 here, joined with Carter, who's back on his trip from Florida. How was it, Carter? That's why we couldn't record last week. Carter,
You can't blame that on me. No,
all right.
no.
We Other people on the NordCast were busy too. But Carter, how was your trip to Florida?
It was good. It was way warmer than Winnipeg, so that's one thing. It was really nice. It was a lot of fun there. I really did enjoy it.
Good. And then we have Jack here. How you doing today, Jack? Bruins. Blackhawks with a big win over the Bruins yesterday.
Yep. Big playoff push coming. So
Yep.
kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding.
Hey, I mean, there is still time. Have you guys been seeing, and we'll just bring this up for a second. Have you guys been seeing the Nux memes? I think Carter actually sent one to us in the group chat where it's like if Chicago gets like 57 points in 51 games, they'll like make the playoffs or something like that. And then of
I
course,
love Nuts memes. That guy's so funny.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
hilarious. I've been seeing those a lot. It's definitely possible, Jack.
Yep.
But
If
anyways,
Winnipeg's playing, you could take our spot.
yeah,
There
honestly,
you go.
Winnipeg they have not been very good lately.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
all right. We're
depressed.
not talking about that today. It's okay. Anyways, we're gonna start off with some very good news for me and Carter. Chuck Fletcher has been fired. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Oh my God, hockey's back in Philadelphia. God bless. Honestly, I mean, kind of, but like at least with Fletcher gone, can it get any worse than that? Can it get any worse than Fletcher? I really don't
I
think
don't think
so.
it can.
Fletcher, horrible GM, made horrible decisions. Thought this team was like, oh yeah, and in fact, too, beginning of the year, this guy says we're gonna make the playoffs. There's like literally a clip on my TikTok. Beginning of the season. Oh yeah, we're a really good team. I think we're a playoff team. I think we're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, no, get out of here. We're nowhere near a playoff team whatsoever. So definitely that's good. Danny Briere's taken over as the Flyers GM. I definitely think he could actually be the permanent GM. He is the intern as of right now. However, I think he likely will stay the permanent one because he definitely wants to get a shot at being a GM. He was in the running for Montreal's job before I think Kent Hughes took it. So, do you guys think that Briere would be a pretty good GM? I mean, like he has really no experience, but I think can't get any worse than Chuck, to be honest, right, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I don't.
I think I
It
mean
was about time for them to fire him.
I think Briere will actually be a pretty solid GM because like he actually seems like a smart guy and he's played in the NHL before, so he knows the league very well. So I honestly like Briere as our GM. I want to see what moves he's gonna make in the offseason and stuff because right now there's not really a whole lot that you can do besides like re-sign guys or something like that. But I really want to see what he's gonna do when we get to free agency and once the draft and all that kind of stuff. So
I don't
Yeah,
think
I like the idea of like former players becoming GMs because I feel like they understand what the team needs more than some random guy who hasn't played before. So yeah, it's definitely becoming more popular in the game, and yeah, so that's what the Flyers chose. And I like it.
I don't think I don't think Chuck has played in the NHL, right? Or even like pro hockey whatsoever.
Oh, he hasn't?
I don't think he has. If he
Oh,
has, he's been unknown or people just hate him more as a GM.
yeah.
But yeah, obviously Chuck never had a good track record. He was the person who signed those huge contracts to Parise and Sutter, which were looked at to be probably the two stupidest contracts that were signed with each other in NHL history, which is wild. I mean, like those players were looked at to be pretty solid free agents, would get some money, but nowhere near as much as Chuck paid for them. So, anyways, enough talking about Chuck. We're gonna kind of talk about the team now. We'll look at their UFAs and their RFAs, and it is kind of positive. I'm gonna say that right now. Like honestly, like I looked at this team, I thought so negatively of them with Chuck Fletcher being as the GM. Now that there's a new GM in town, honestly, I feel a lot more positive about this group now. You look at their UFAs, you have James Van Riemsdyk, Brendan Lemieux, who was a rental, even though, we're nowhere near the playoffs. And then you got Justin Braun there as well. As for RFAs, you got Kiefer Bellows, Noah Cates, who's been a solid rookie, Morgan Frost and Cam York. And then as well as that too, there were a few reports that came out, not like recently, but a few weeks ago, that Sean Couturier is skating on his own. So that's definitely a good thing there. Couturier has played like 33 games over the last 2 full seasons, which is definitely not going to do your stats too well. If I think he was in the lineup, this team would be somewhat better, in my opinion. I think they wouldn't be like playoff better, but they'd definitely be a little bit better because he's a solid two-way center, very good forward. But yeah, like looking at this team now, I see a lot more positives. I feel a lot happier about this team. I did feel that way about Vancouver, but I feel different with Philadelphia, honestly. And it's the first time I want to say since like 2021 that I felt like genuinely happy about the direction that this team's going. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the Flyers should like go for a full teardown rebuild, maybe try to go for a retool, or what should they do? Because they obviously have a lot of big contracts that they can't move. They got the Provorov deal, the Sanheim deal kicks in next year, the Ristolainen deal, the Ryan Ellis deal. There's a lot of big contracts. Are the Flyers going to be able to move those contracts out and kind of go for a full rebuild, or is that even needed? I went so long in that question, but what do you guys think? Carter's nodding his head.
Just tear it down at this point. There's not like there's a couple pieces on this roster that, yeah, sure, maybe you can build around, but like right now there's a bunch of guys whose talent's just getting wasted. Carter Hart being one of them, who's come up in trade talks. I don't know if they're going to progress any further or whatnot, but Carter Hart's been a guy in trade talks. Travis Konechny, he's been in trade talks for like the last 2-3 years. It feels like ever since he had his breakout season in like 2019, 2020 season. He's been in trade talks since after that season. There's so many guys that are just in trade talks that we just need to find a team to pull the trigger on these guys or something like that. Or keep someone and build around them. Keep like Travis Konechny, keep like Joel Farabee or Morgan Frost or someone. You got to find someone to build around, and I don't think they have that guy that they can fully build around.
You can also like with the Carter Hart thing, it's definitely interesting. I think you could probably build around him. I mean, realistically, he's 24 years old. I know if the right deal comes around, because look, there's some teams that need goalies. And honestly, like the market this year is not going to be very good, like free agency wise. So teams that don't feel like they're stable in net or need a solid goalie, like I don't want to bring them up because they already took Giroux from us. But Ottawa, for example, they got Cam Talbot leaving. They got some goalie questions in there. Maybe if they offer enough for Hart, maybe you make the move. But really, I don't see it being necessary to deal him, to be honest with you. If you get the right offer, 100%. But I don't think you would have to deal him as of right now.
No, but the only thing that's hard is it's hard to build around a superstar goalie.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's the only issue is it's hard to find like pieces to build around a superstar goalie. Building around like a superstar forward, a superstar defenseman, that's a little easy. But when it's your goalie, it's a little bit harder. But yeah, definitely teams are definitely going to call on Carter Hart because it's hard to get a goalie of his skill set already at 24 years old, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah, and that's the difficult thing too, because like, and I didn't think of that side. When you think about it, like you look at these rebuilding teams, Chicago, for example. Sorry, Jack, but like you have goalies that come in there, like you got Arvid Soderblom, Alex Stalock, Peter Mrazek, goalies that, I'm sorry, Jack, if you like these goalies, but they aren't that good. Really, that helps out with the rebuild. You have someone like Carter Hart in that. I don't know if I'm not sure really. I think like if they get the right offer, they can. I don't know though. I would rather build around like maybe Travis Konechny would be the only forward that I could see them building around. Maybe Joel Farabee as well. But you saying Farabee, Carter, actually made me think of something that popped up a few weeks ago involving the fact that I think Farabee's camp, you saw it, yeah. Farabee's camp wasn't very happy with something. I don't know if it was a contract or like an injury issue or something like that. There hasn't been like
was it not something to do with torts?
It might have been.
I thought that it was something with how Tortorella was like with him or something like that. Something with Tortorella. I feel like that was it, but I could be wrong and I'm just striking fire.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was a while ago. It was like I think it was like last month, but like it definitely is a thought. But like really, I honestly don't know because like you could trade. If I'm Briere, I would probably just trade everyone away. I'm being honest. Like trade Konechny, trade Hart, even though it would suck. I literally have 6 Flyers jerseys, and all of them would become irrelevant if Hart gets traded. You trade Lofton, you trade Hayes. You could probably find a suitable move
Lofton? You mean
or
Lawton?
Lofton. Um, you could probably find a suitable player for suitable team for Ivan Provorov. There have been rumors for a while, even though he has a pretty hefty contract. You got options here for Philadelphia, and 100% Danny Briere has a lot to think about coming into this offseason, and it's definitely going to be a big offseason and a big draft for the Philadelphia Flyers because we could see a complete teardown here. So yeah, you guys got anything more left on the Flyers?
Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, full rebuild here would be good for them. And I feel like they've tried to do mini retools in the past, and like that it really hasn't worked out for them. So I just want to see full teardown. I don't really care how long it takes. I mean, you're looking at a maximum of maybe like 5 years here. So yeah, I think they should just completely tear it down.
Yeah, and I mean those 5 years would suck. It isn't like the past
Yeah,
like 3 years have sucked enough, but
it pays off. It always pays off.
yeah, like I mean you look at Carolina, they were bad for like 10 years, and now they're going to be good for the next 10 years. So there's a lot of ways you can look at it, but yeah, Philadelphia, we'll see where they go from here, but maybe come next podcast we'll have more news. Maybe come the off season, this team could be a completely different team, but nonetheless, I feel pretty positive about this team right now, even though the dark side might not be done yet. Moving on to our next topic now. I saw this TikTok by this one TikToker. I forget his name, and it was saying like the top 10 most hated teams in sports. Not just the NHL, but sports as a whole. I forget the exact list. I can probably try and find it while you guys give your teams. But I want to talk about who is the most hated team in the NHL in your guys' opinion and why. Like, and I'm not saying that like, oh, it's your least favorite team or a team that you hate on the most. A team that you think gets like criticized by either like, the NHL, their fans, their players, just anything like that. Like, what is the most hated team in the entire NHL? I feel like we'll have some obvious ones, but we'll probably swish around a couple other teams in the mix as well. So whoever wants to go first, Carter or Jack, I'm going to try and find this TikTok real quick.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think the pretty popular answer is going to be the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just because the history with the fans and the playoff incidents in the past and all the first round exit jokes. But recently, like in the past year or so, I've seen a lot of Vegas hate.
Really?
So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that
yeah,
actually makes
people on
sense.
Twitter
I
just
agree with you.
they just bash Vegas so much. And yeah. So recently Vegas, but overall Toronto for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like last year, obviously, people wanted Vegas to miss the playoffs, 100%. But now I don't see that much hate really anymore. But honestly, we'll see. I found the TikTok. I'm gonna read off the list here. So it's not just NHL, but it's also other teams here as well. This guy is Snake Beast 69 Sports. Let's see here. Number 10, the New York Rangers. Number 9, the LA Chargers. So that's football. Number 8, the Boston Celtics. That's basketball. Number 7, the Washington Capitals. That's hockey. Number 6, the Philadelphia 76ers. Basketball. Number 5, the Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. That's football. Number 4, the Philadelphia Flyers. Number 3, the LA Lakers. Number 2, the Houston Astros. And then number 1, the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know much else about those other sports, but it actually isn't really that bad of a list. Astros obviously get hated on because of like the cheating scandals and stuff. I think we discussed that before on a podcast. I don't know why we brought it up, but I think we have. But yeah, that's the top 10. Honestly, though, I agree with your Toronto Maple Leafs answer. I 100% do. They obviously get like a ton of hate from multiple different fan bases, multiple different like fans. But like the thing we got to realize too is every team gets hate. It's not just like one particular team that gets hated on by the entire NHL. Every team gets hate. Every team hates each other. That's just kind of how it is with the NHL and overall sports as a whole. So, Carter, who do you think is the most hated team in the NHL?
Most hated, I think it's probably like the obvious. I want to say Toronto Maple Leafs, but Jack took it, so I'm gonna pick a different team. I think the most hated is probably the Boston Bruins.
That's valid.
I
That's valid.
think I think that they just have it's just something about their team where like every single time they just seem to have like that grittiness to them that not a lot of people like, and their fans are wild. I love Here's the thing. I love wild fans, but when you take it too far, I don't think the Bruins really have taken it too far at all. Their commentator definitely does a number of times, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I just think that they're probably the most hated team in the NHL because they've been pretty much privileged to having a very good team every single season, it seems like. So I think that, it's probably just Boston because every single time, every single season, they just seem to be good.
Yeah, that's a good answer, especially from like the third biggest NHL fan base, the Montreal Canadiens. Like you're gonna get a lot of hate from like those fans. But obviously that kind of goes back at Montreal too. A lot of people hate Montreal. You know, a team that I think people really hate, and especially recently, you could argue like a team like the Arizona Coyotes, but honestly, Tampa Bay Lightning. Really, like the Lightning with them winning those Stanley Cups, with the Kucherov LTIR, scandal and all that. That's definitely caused a lot of hate. A lot of people to hate them, say, "Oh, their run's a fluke," and this and that, and people still say that those two Stanley Cup runs were a fluke, which isn't to say they aren't because, well, they aren't a fluke, but like because they happened. But like you can obviously counteract them with the one year was the COVID bubble season, and then the other year you had that weird divisions and there was no fans in attendance for some of the games. Honestly, there's a lot of ways you could look at it. But really, I think Tampa's one of the most hated teams, as well as that too, because like they also have really rowdy fans too. You brought up Boston's fans. Like a couple weeks ago, a Lightning fan was like literally harassing one of the Panthers mascots. I think we brought that up on the
Hey,
podcast.
yeah, I think we did. I still don't believe that video was not scripted.
The Panthers came out though and said it was not scripted and that it was.
I I I know that they came out and said that. I still don't think that was not. I'm pretty sure that was scripted because like at the end he like grabs him and it looks like he's like talking to him and then it's like I don't know. We don't have to get into it, but I don't care. I still think that was like scripted.
No, I kind of agree with you, but like I mean like that's not the only incident that's like been involved with that. And there's actually been like a lot of fan incidents involved in the past couple of months in the NHL. There was that one incident in Winnipeg. I think you were at that game, Carter, where
Yeah,
like
the one
that
where
big
with the two
fight.
fans.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
can you run us through that?
Yeah, so I was like sitting, I was probably about 3 or 4 sections over, and I don't know exactly what started this. I guess that the two people were like chirping, and then they like started fighting, and then they like one guy tripped and fell, and the guy landed on him, and the guy who got landed on, his head full on hit the back of the dasher, and like blood everywhere. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
And then they got taken out by cops.
Wasn't it an Avalanche fan? Was it like yeah, it was the
It
Avalanche
was an
game.
Avalanche fan like tackled a Jets fan. There was two Avs fans, and yeah, and then as soon as the guy got up after tackling the guy pretty much into the dasher, he got put in like a full on Nelson, where a guy like reached his arms underneath and grabbed him like this. But
Oh,
yeah,
wild.
welcome to Winnipeg.
Yeah, because there been any like Chicago fan related incidents that you've
Not
you
not
can-
recent. Oh.
nope. Well, I probably
Oh.
because the team's bad. Apart from like the overrated chance, that's not
That
really
those were funny. Those were funny.
that's not bad though. Obviously, like when you think of Philly, they're obviously a hated team as well. People hate the Flyers. Um, you have the bracelets going onto the ice. That looking back on that, in the moment, I get it, but like back then, that was pretty messed up, especially when you were honoring like the owner of the heart and soul of that franchise,
Yeah,
and then you're throwing the bracelets that like were meant to
used
honor
to
him.
honor him, and you're
Yeah,
just like, nah.
yeah, just like looking back on that, that was so screwed up.
So bad.
But yeah, anyways, are there any other teams that come to mind that you guys think get hated on a lot? Really, like I feel like I'm missing one huge one, but
Maybe the Penguins just because of how good they've been.
yeah, maybe the Penguins as well. People hate the Capitals. I mean, like
Trying to think of like
honestly,
it's got to be like a big team that's just been good for like ever.
people
The
hated Chicago for a while, but
Rangers,
that was
maybe.
what?
Rangers, maybe.
Oh, Rangers, Islanders too. Islanders got a lot of hate.
It's just because it's like a New York thing.
People also call them like boring too, which I never understand.
Canadians.
Canadians, yeah. Blackhawks, people didn't like the Blackhawks for a while. Before like especially with like the assault
Lawsuit.
stuff.
I don't blame them.
Yeah. But you guys got anything else? I mean, like honestly, it's kind of like just like a one question thing, but like there also is a lot of teams here that you can factor in. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
incidents, but really, I mean, like every team gets hate. We gotta accept that.
Yeah, no, except for Buffalo. I don't know anyone that just hates Buffalo for no reason.
Everyone feels bad for Buffalo.
No,
I don't think people hate Buffalo. I think
it's just sympathy at this point.
yeah, everyone just feels bad for them. And now, like, actually, they're one of the more likable teams at this
Oh,
point.
100%.
People
for
really
sure.
enjoy watching them.
I love
100%.
Buffalo. I'm an
All right.
advocate.
Anyways, what?
I'm an advocate for the Sabres now.
Yeah, I'm actually going to see them in a couple days. I think like the day this podcast is posted, I'm going to see them the very next day. Anyways, we're gonna look at headlines here real quick. We don't have much time. I do want to give a little shout out to my high school team. Penn Ridge is going to the AA Hockey Flyers Cup Finals against Pennsbury. I want to give a little shout out to them because if you guys have been following me, you guys will know I've been heavily promoting my own high school hockey team. So yeah, they've been playing really good hockey. I've really been enjoying watching them play. And they're in the finals for the second straight year. So we'll see how it goes. These boys have been through a lot. And honestly, like a team like them that has fought through so much adversity, like they lost like 7 seniors. They lost a lot of seniors on that team. And there was a lot of doubts on whether or not, they would be able to make this run back. It's definitely difficult, but they pulled it off. And I hope they can win on Tuesday. I'll probably have the link posted on, my socials if you guys want to watch it. But yeah. Anyways, the Boston Bruins have clinched a playoff spot. Finally, it took them a little bit. Obviously, they're chasing records, but they finally clinched a playoff spot in that competitive Atlantic Division. They're the first team to do so. Additionally, the San Jose Sharks were eliminated from the playoffs. They were the first team to be eliminated from the offs. And then 2 other injury-related news. Andrei Svechnikov is out for the season. And this really drastically hurts Carolina. I've been seeing so many Hurricanes fans saying the season's over. Like that Svechnikov injury is definitely going to kill him come playoffs. We'll see though. What'd you say, Gardner?
I just said yeah.
Oh. And then one last thing here. Arturi Lehkonen is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks for the Avalanche, so definitely going to hurt them in their playoff push. The Central, it feels weak, but it's still hella competitive. Like it's competitively weak. That's like the weird thing with the Central because like you got Dallas with like an insane amount of overtime losses. You got Colorado who has been plagued with injuries. You got Winnipeg who has been all right but hasn't been very good lately.
Who just doesn't know how to play in the second half of the season.
That's true. And then again, Minnesota who's on a 13-game point streak right now, if I'm correct. I think you have one more team there in the mix. I can't think of what team it is. Actually, no, you don't, because you got like Nashville and.
Well, Colorado, they're third in the.
Yeah, I said Colorado.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Nashville. Nashville's kind of in.
I guess so.
They're fluctuating.
Yeah, I guess so. And then you got like St. Louis. St. Louis surprisingly bad. But anyways, we'll take a little break. We'll get into trending players and game of the week, and then we will get into the second half of this podcast. So moving on here to our trending players. We only have 3 here. We got Rasmus Sandin of the Washington Capitals, who since being traded has put up some very good numbers. He has 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 points, and is a +6 in 4 games played with the Washington Capitals. Definitely a really solid trade there for the Capitals, honestly, acquiring a solid young defender who will definitely flourish on that blue line for Washington. Then you got Jonathan Quick, who under 4 games with the Golden Knights, he is 4-0 with a .929 save percentage and a 4.16 goals saved above average, which is crazy. He's been good for the Kings for the Golden Knights since he's been traded there. And then the last player that I have for trending players is not an NHL player; it's an international player. We got Malinsky. I think it's not Brandon Malinsky. I think it's I forget his first name. Puck Empire made a post about a Czech forward who, as of right now, in his Belarus tournament, let me mind you, in 5 games played, I'm about to tell you these stats. 37 goals, 51 points in 5 games played. Isn't that unreal? Like, isn't that honestly just unreal? You guys have no words. You're speechless. Like, look.
Yeah, speechless.
That's 7 goals a game almost.
Yeah, that's like actually insane. And then I saw a stat too that if he played like a full NHL season at that pace, he'd get like 600 goals in a single season.
Yeah, but
it's the NHL.
NHL's harder. If you played a full Belarus, that's the league. If you played a full Belarus season, you'd have that. 82 games.
Yeah, you're right. All right, but yeah, that's all the trending players I have for you today. Carter, what's the game of the week?
All right, game of the week. We got on Saturday, March 18th at 3 p.m. Central Time, so 4 Eastern or whatever. We got the 37, 23, and 8 Edmonton Oilers taking on the 37, 23, and 7 Seattle Kraken. We got a nice little Pacific matchup here. Both teams, there's only 1 point that separates them. The Kraken do have 1 game in hand there, so I know that there's still a couple more games that probably have to get played before this game, but at the time of recording, there's 1 point that separates them, so this will kind of pivot who gets that 3rd spot in the Pacific. So this will be a very, very entertaining matchup. Yeah, this is one I'm gonna be watching.
Oh yeah, should be a very fun game. McDavid versus Beniers. Very fun contest coming up 100%. Anyways, moving on from news and headlines and all that good stuff, we're going to play a game. So we're going to play a game called Fame or No Fame, where I have a lot of players here, excuse me, that we're going to list whether or not we think they are fame or no fame. A lot of them are going to be pretty obvious, but some of them we may have to bump heads a little bit here on whether or not we think they'll make the Hall of Fame. So I won't waste any more time because we have a lot of players to go through here. So we'll start off with Connor McDavid. I think I obviously know what everybody's going to say. Fame or no fame? Fame.
No.
No fame? Yep.
Carter. No, yes, fame.
Just trying to be different. Yep. Obviously, McDavid, generational talent. Sidney Crosby. Fame. Fame.
Yeah.
Little yawn from Jack.
Fame.
Yeah, fame. Obviously, those 3 players are without question. How about Chris Letang? You guys think Chris Letang can make it?
Here's the thing, because the Hockey Hall of Fame does take into account like international and stuff like that.
Yeah, we do have to recognize that when we think about this.
Yeah,
it isn't just like NHL stats they look at.
That's actually a tough one. I'd say in, but I don't think he'd be a first ballot.
Oh, I don't think so either. I think McDavid, Crosby, and Ovechkin would be first ballots, but not Letang.
I don't think there's a chance that Letang might not get in.
There is a slight chance. There's a couple solid players who aren't in the Hall of Fame who should be, but
yeah, no, for sure. So I'm gonna say Letang's a maybe.
Patrick Kane.
Fame.
He's got the international success too.
Yeah, he's got international. He's got Stanley Cups. Obviously, fame. Jonathan Quick.
Fame.
You think so? Fame?
I think so.
I mean, he did win 2 Stanley Cups with LA. One of them, he arguably carried them.
Yeah, he does have a Conn Smythe. I don't know if does he have Vezina?
I'm not sure.
He must. I'm gonna say fame, but I don't know about first ballot, but maybe.
I'd say fame too. Drew Doughty. I'm gonna say no. Honestly, he does have a cup under his belt, but
more than one,
more than one cup under his belt. But was he on any of gold medal teams or anything like that? I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy when it comes to international stats.
I'm gonna say maybe. I'll put him as a maybe.
Jack?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put maybe too.
Steven Stamkos.
Fame.
Fame. Yeah, no question. Nikita Kucherov.
Ooh.
I think it's too early. I think he can get to fame, but as of right now,
I think
don't
he will.
would.
No, I think he will go I think he will go fame, just not first ballot. Like if it like let's say if all these players' careers ended right now, would we say fame or not? I think right now he could make it, but maybe not as a first ballot.
Yeah.
We'll see though. Vasilevsky, I think honestly he could be like fame right now.
Oh, 100%. He's been the best goalie in the NHL for like the last 3-4 years.
He's him. He's literally the best
He's
goalie.
him.
Patrice Bergeron.
Fame.
Fame.
Not even a question.
Yeah. David Pastrnak.
As of now, no fame.
No fame. If we're going like, okay, so for the rest of these, can we just say like as of right now, if we were to end their careers right here?
Yeah.
Okay, then no fame.
Yeah.
David Krejci.
No fame.
No fame.
Yeah, no fame. Mark Stone.
No fame.
No.
John Tavares.
No fame.
I'm gonna say yes.
If he wins a cup, I think it's definitely a lock. But like,
As of now, no.
He's got here's the thing, he's got the international success. He's basically carried Canada that 1 year in the World Juniors. I don't know. I'll say yeah.
we got a couple Leafs coming up here. Austin Matthews.
Fame.
Fame. Best American player. Possibly could go down as the best American player.
Mitch Marner.
Fame.
Hesitation fame.
Hesitation fame. Tyler Sagan.
No fame.
No. Sadly, I love Sagan.
He's been kind of irrelevant for the past few years, though.
Yeah, he has.
He
That's
had
the
a
reason
couple
why.
good seasons, and now it's just, oh, I miss Prime Sagan.
Jamie Benn.
No fame.
No fame, sadly.
Nathan McKinnon.
Fame.
Fame.
Gabriel Landeskog.
No
Close,
fame.
but no.
Close, but no. Cale Makar.
Not right now, but he definitely will.
Yeah. If we're going based off of like career ends today, no.
Leon Draisaitl.
Fame.
Fame. Best German of all time.
Nicholas Backstrom.
Fame.
He was like, if Ovechkin gets in, Backstrom has to get in because he's like
He's the number 2.
he's like the Adam Oates to Brent Hull.
That'd be like the Crosby Malkin thing. Like if you take Crosby, you should probably take Malkin.
Oh my god, I don't even think I added him in here. If Evgeny Malkin, we'll do Malkin.
Fame.
Fame.
Yeah, I think I completely forgot Malkin.
I state if you take Crosby, you got to take Malkin. I just say no fame.
Yeah.
Claude Giroux. As much as I'd love to say fame,
Same. I can't.
No
Flyers
fame.
Hall of Fame, but nowhere else.
Oh yeah. Dylan Larkin.
No
No.
fame.
Ryan O'Reilly.
No fame.
Alex Petrangelo.
No fame.
No.
Barry Price.
Yes. That's a lot.
Even with no Stanley Cup.
Yes.
Doesn't he
Because
have a Hart Trophy though under his belt? Or am I wrong?
he might. He has a couple Vezinas. I know that. Here I'll look if he has a Hart.
I think he did have I think he does have a Hart. I think it was like that 1 year he had like less than 2 goals against. I think
Yeah, he won it in 2014, 2015.
Yeah. Even though like we're not predicting awards, I think Omar could very well win a Hart Trophy this year.
No.
Really?
As much as I'd want to, like give it to him,
Guys like David that are still in the league.
McDavid's gonna put up 150.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shea Weber.
No.
No fame.
No. He has international, but no.
And then last but not least that I've listed Jonathan Toews.
Fame.
Fame. He's got the international.
I just thought of another one. How about Duncan Keith? Even though he's retired, do you think he would make fame?
Yeah.
I think he'd be close. Probably second ballot. If Hossa made it, I'd say Keith could probably make it.
What about Corey Crawford?
No fame.
It's a good one.
That is a good one. I'm a,
I love Crow, but no,
I'd say close, but no.
What about Blake Wheeler?
no.
Isn't he like one of the very few remaining Thrashers players left?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
him.
yeah, that's right. I forgot he played for the Thrashers.
It's like him and Evander Kane, and I think that's like the only two remaining.
Evander Kane played for the Thrashers.
I think
Yeah.
Why didn't I know that?
Well, actually, he did because he played for the Jets for the opening season, so I'd assume he did.
I'll throw a curveball at y'all. Y'all have to think of his international stats maybe. Ilya Kovalchuk.
No,
Let me
no fame.
hang on. Let me look at. Here,
I
I'll
don't-
look at the
Look at
stats.
like his KHL stats. I don't know if they factor that in though with
Yeah, I don't know.
They probably would.
It's called the Hockey Hall of Fame, so it's not the NHL Hall of Fame.
In the KHL, he was all right. He won the Rocket in 03-04. Decent World Juniors. Like he was like a point per game guy in the KHL.
trying to like think of other players. How about Keith Yandel since he with the Ironman streak?
I don't know. I'm gonna say no fame for him.
Phil Kessel.
Phil's international.
Phil was good in the playoffs though for Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
He
no,
was already
definitely.
internationally. He won Stanley Cups. He also has the Ironman streak too. I'd say fame.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'd put him fame.
Zdeno Chara. I'm just like spitballing names.
Yeah, we're just like saying players now, hey. Chara, I think, yeah.
And then I'll say this last one before we move on. PK Subban.
Fame.
No Stanley Cup.
Norris, though,
What?
does have that Norris.
He has one Norris.
International success, too. Gold medal, I think. World Juniors, something. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it could go.
I can see both sides.
Yeah, I could see an argument be made, but
I think for the I'll say maybe.
and then I just thought of another one, and then we'll be done. Brad Marchand.
Yes.
We'll end it
Okay.
with Marchand.
As much as I don't want to.
Honestly, though, like, could he make it with all like the suspensions and stuff he has?
Yeah.
Really? Could like the Hockey Hall of Fame look at that and be like, "Oh, he's a dirty player. We don't want him in the Hall of Fame."
No, I don't think
The guy
so.
puts up 100-point seasons and
Really?
is a really solid Canadian player. Was on he was on our, I'm pretty sure, our gold medal team. He was on our World Cup of Hockey team. Scored the game winner in that one too. But yeah, no, I'd say Hall of Fame.
Okay. That being said, we'll move on to our next topic. We're gonna do a top 5 pick mock draft. So the NHL draft lottery is, if I can find my phone, it's on May 8th, I believe. So it's about 2 months away, a little under 2 months away. And we're gonna do our top 5 pick mock draft. We might go rapid fire through some of these because some of these prospects, some of us we might not know, but we're gonna start off going from 5 to 1. So I'll let Jack go first. Jack, who do you think is gonna be going at 5 and what team?
Yeah, number 5, I got Michkov or Michkov, however you say it. How do you say it?
Hitchcock.
Michkov. Yeah, I got Michkov. Number 5 spot. I mean, I didn't put a team, so should I just like guess?
It can be fine. Honestly, like what I did was I just like simulated tankathon.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay,
that's what I'm
who's in
doing
your
right
number
now.
5
I'm
spot?
waiting for my turn and then I'm just gonna stop.
Okay, well, Carter, you're up next.
Oh, next, okay, one more.
What?
All right. All right. So at my 5, we have the Anaheim Ducks.
Ooh,
Or no, I don't know. I have sorry, I was looking at 6. At 5, I have the Chicago Blackhawks. And I think number 5 is going to be Zach Benson. I really like you can call it bias or whatever you want. He's playing for the Winnipeg Ice right now. I really like his game and stuff like that. I think he plays really well. He's putting up a lot of points, especially for a guy in his draft year. He's playing with a lot of talent, which is definitely does play a factor into it too. But I really like his game. So I'm going to say Zach Benson to the Chicago Blackhawks.
I like that. I like that pick because, like, I think, like, the thing is, like, I actually had Mitch Koff going 5th overall to the Arizona Coyotes because I did the Tankathon thing as well. Basically, with Mitch Koff, it really depends on, like, what team at, like, what point will draft him. Like, because if it's a team like Chicago, they should go for, like, a player that, they can kind of help improve the team now and not in a few years. With Mitch Koff, the Coyotes have a deep enough prospect pool and they're already pretty solid that by the time Mitch Koff comes in from his KHL contract,
Every single player will be in their prime.
Yeah, and then bang, just like that. Yeah, so definitely, I think Mitch Koff would be a good 5th pick, but I like having Benson at 5th. Number 4, Jack, what do you got?
I got Benson at number 4. Yeah. For a team, I'll just go Coyotes.
Yeah, why not, Carter? Oh, sorry, my fault.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to point out his playmaking ability. It's crazy. Have you guys seen some clips for Benson?
Of course I have.
Oh my gosh.
He's ridiculous, man. He's really good.
Don't you like work at like that place like part-time or whatever?
Sometimes I do. I haven't worked there in a long time. So, but yeah, no. You see I've seen his highlights a lot and he's really good. You always hear his name on the big speaker when they say who scored and whatever, like, but yeah.
Elite. Carter, who do you got at 4?
At 4, I have Will Smith, not the one that got that slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. Honestly, I was watching his highlights a little while ago, and he's a very solid player. I really like what he can bring to the table, especially like what he can do for geez, I'm lost. What team was that again? Oh, I just have my lottery screwed up. Shoot. I think it was San Jose. Yeah.
San Jose at 4.
I think he could fit in San Jose pretty well. Shoot, I gotta try and get my lottery back.
That's fine. At number 3, or sorry, not number 3, number 4, I had defenseman Leo Carlson going to the Blackhawks. Now, that might be a little bit of a hot take. The Blackhawks may want to go for a forward, and especially when you got like Kevin Korchinski in last year's draft. I'm blanking on words, but I think honestly, if Carlson drops to Chicago, I think they should get him because he's a really solid young up and coming defender that could be a really solid player for a Blackhawks blue line that's decimated right now. And I think he would come into the lineup literally right away. So
I think so too.
Yeah, definitely a solid 4th overall pick. Number 3, Jack, who you got?
Yeah, I have Carlson at number 3.
Valid, Carter.
I like it. I also have Carlson at number 3.
Oh.
I have him going to the Anaheim Ducks.
Well, it looks like
I'll say Ducks for me too.
It looks like our picks are kind of flipped. I have Zach Benson going 3rd to the Sharks.
Yeah, they are flipped.
Yeah. And then honestly, like number 2 and number 1 should be pretty consensus. But Jack, who do you got?
Number 2, Fantilli.
Yep. Carter?
Number 2, the guy from Canada.
Here we go.
Projected number 1 overall pick. It's Adam Fantilli.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
going to the Flyers too. My Tankathon has the Flyers at 2, so I'm really happy there. Can I be honest? I think as a Flyer, you can call me stupid or whatever you want. As much as I would love Bedard, I don't think that realistically, Bedard would definitely help our franchise, but I feel like we just waste his talent. I would rather have Fantilli. I don't know why, but I don't know.
Bedard to the Coyotes, it's gotta happen.
I would love that. That would be so sick.
Bro,
There's
many. The world would melt down. The world would call the NHL rigged if the Coyotes got the first.
Oh my god!
Pick. Especially with like the new arena coming in. Oh man,
dude, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many teams that like if Bedard goes through that are young but suck right now. Oh my god,
Same with Anaheim. Anaheim's another team.
There's 3 teams I find that are too stacked to have him and have him for forever. That's the Anaheim Ducks. That is the Arizona Coyotes. Could you imagine Logan Cooley and Connor Bedard?
I
What
would
the
love that.
actual fuck? And then Montreal. Oh my God. Bro, there's so many. I'm panicking right. I'm rambling a lot. I'm sorry, but like, still, could you imagine Connor Bedard, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield?
Realistically, though, I don't think Montreal would fall down that far.
They can though. They have this.
They
have
can.
this best odds.
They got Florida's pick and Montreal's pick, but realistically, I can't see it. Number 2, I have Adam Fantilli. Just kidding. Going to the Anaheim Ducks. And then number 1, I think we all have the same pick. Let's all say it. 1, 2, 3, Connor Bedard.
Mitch Cobb. Oh
my gosh. Of
sorry.
course, Carter.
I have Bedard falling to 18 to the Winnipeg Jets. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, honestly, when it came out that Bedard was, he just like hated every team but Winnipeg. The team.
Yeah, he's dropping to the 2nd round. I heard now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard he could go undrafted.
Yeah, it's a possibility. He said he hates every team and he's thinking about going to the KHL. He's thinking about starting his own hockey league in Mexico.
In Mexico.
NHL, the Mexican Hockey League.
Yeah, he's really trying to grow the game out there,
Guy.
He's big on that.
I'm gonna say this though, like I have him going to Columbus as the first overall pick, but like I would honestly like Bedard going to Arizona would be great for the game and would be great for like Arizona and definitely like those southern states.
Oh,
like that would be that would be insane recognition they get. But then again, too, I want to see Bedard go to the East. I don't want him to go to the West. I know you guys don't have this problem, but like I barely see McDavid. I barely see McDavid because all the games are so late at night. Nobody's interested in seeing McDavid or staying up that late. Not a lot of people. So I think if Bedard went to the East, it would definitely balance it out pretty well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this podcast is going to be mainly me. Sorry, guys. But the NordCast Fantasy League. Have you guys been paying attention in that?
No, not at all.
No, you guys have? You have, Jack?
I have. Yeah, yeah.
Have you made
I haven't. I don't think I've set my lineup for like 5 weeks.
I don't think I have in ages. Oh my God. I actually have a good record.
I'm 10-12.
I have an 11-10 record. I might make the playoffs.
I'm giving up.
All right, let's take a look at the league standings.
There's only 4 teams make it.
Oh, really? Only 4 teams?
Yeah, you're not making it, buddy.
Oh, I need to win I need to win out. I need to win like the next I need to win every week.
Yeah, it's only 4 teams.
Carter's 8-13, which isn't bad.
The last seed is 14-7.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No way, bro. I'm gonna lose.
King Sock Army is 20-1.
Yeah, Mello, he's 20-1.
Right.
Aiden's 19-2. And then it's like a tie for first place in the West, where Jack, you don't even have that bad of a record.
I mean 9-12.
5-12 isn't terrible.
Fantasy football is where I shine. I would kill anyone here in fantasy football.
What, Canadian football or American football?
Doesn't matter. I'll smack all of you.
Oh, you would kill me. I don't know about Jack, though.
Buddy, I've been doing
football?
mock drafts this whole time.
Jack would just have all of Chicago's team.
No. I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, I would want to go for any of that.
He draft Fields' first pick.
I did have Fields, though.
What are your thoughts on that trade?
First overall pick trade?
Yeah.
Dude, you
the absolute steal for the Bears.
Oh my God. That was
I don't know.
Now Jalen Carter might drop to number 9 overall. Do you guys know who that is?
Yes, I do. I follow football. Nordic doesn't. I do. You'll get Jalen Carter. I want Christian Gonzalez really bad.
Will he drop that far?
Yeah, it's possible. Because most of the teams in the top 5 need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So
that's why the Panthers traded up. That's why they were so desperate.
Dude, they gave up so. I don't know how you got that much.
Me neither.
It is insane.
It is a first overall pick. Like you gotta realize
Yeah,
that.
I know,
Yeah.
but
the Bears didn't need it.
the Panthers might trade down now, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Panthers might trade it now. What?
Panthers,
I heard they're taking Max Duggan first overall.
that's
I heard CJ Stroud.
I heard Max Duggan.
I don't know.
okay. Yep. I have no idea what y'all are talking about. I'm just so lost.
Nordic doesn't know football, guys.
I don't
It's
watch
okay.
football. All right, but that's all I got for y'all. That's all we got for this episode of the NordCast. Thank you all very much for listening or watching. If you did enjoy, please go make sure to hit a like, hit that subscribe button. Please make sure to give us a good review on any of your podcast platforms. Greatly appreciate it. Anyways, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you in the next podcast. Adios.
Peace.